How to begin this chapter? Story of Days Gone is phenomenal. I love it. It's full of plot twists, hatred, love. It has everything. It is definitely the strongest aspect of the game. I've never played a zombie game which has as great story as Days Gone. Yeah, it's true, I did not play many zombie story-driven single-player games, but it doesn't matter. What I particularly like about the story are the plot twists mentioned earlier. They are extremely unexpected. I had no idea that the story will take this turn and this will happen. I managed to predict it in a couple of games which I've played before, but that's not the case of Days Gone. So, thumbs up and studio. Story begins with two bikers, Deacon St. John, who is the main protagonist of the Days Gone, his friend Boozer, and Deacon's wife Sarah. It is directly during the start of the zombie apocalypse in Oregon. Sarah gets stabbed by a little infected child, and Deacon and Boozer are looking for help for Sarah. They manage to find a Nero chopper, and Deacon with Boozer puts Sarah in the helicopter to save her. Unfortunately, they can't go with her because there are only two free places, which one of them is for Sarah. So Deacon, as the best husband ever, prefers bros before hoes, and he goes with Boozer, who is also injured, but not that critical as Sarah is. Then Deacon and Sarah agree on meeting in a refugee camp, and after this, the chopper leaves. After this prologue, the game officially starts. The story continues 2 years forward to present day, when both Deacon and Boozer don't believe that Sarah had survived the flight. I'm not going to continue, don't worry. I don't want to spoil you the beauty of the Deacon's adventure. So, basically quests are divided into two different lines. Just like in any other open world game, there are main quests and side quests. Main quests are nice. They are varied and are not that repetitive, or at least it seems to me that way. But I can't say this about the side quests. There are various of side quests, from destroying enemy camp to looking for a hostage and so on. These quests are repetitive and they are called jobs. In Days Gone, there are several camps that will offer you these jobs, and when you complete them, you will earn some trust and some camp credits. Higher the trust, the more and better items you can buy with these camp credits. Each camp has its own currency, but don't get me wrong, it is easy to see how much camp credits you have in each settlement, and it's not confusing at all. Okay, enough about camps, let's go back to the side quests. Like I said, they are repetitive and there are so many of them. I don't even have idea how many of them I've completed. If you're grinding only these before main line, you might get bored. But when you mix it, it's tolerable and you'll probably don't get bored by them. Enough about the quests, let's move to the more interesting part, and that's... There are 3 different types of combat. Combat against human enemies, combat against freaks, and fighting animals. There are various types of different enemies from each of these groups. The most challenging is fight with freaks. You can meet many, and when I say many, I mean many freaks together, and this is called a horde. In the earliest stages of the game, they'll kick your ass with no problem, but further it will become easier and easier to hunt them down. But you can still be stupid asshole like me and still get killed by them. Just kidding, they are pretty challenging even in the end game, speaking mostly about the bigger hordes. Human enemies are in some way special too. They set up ambushes, and if you don't pay enough attention, you can end up directly in their trap, like I did several times. They are not difficult to defeat, but they can shake with your health and resources. They also settle down in many camps around the map. I don't have any problems with enemies and their AI, but sometimes they act stupidly and really weird. Just look at the screen now.
It's Glendale Dingle here.
I've spoken about the combat, but I haven't told you yet how to upgrade Deacon to kill enemies easier and faster. Deacon can be upgraded by 2 different ways. The first one is often used and it's via perks. Each perk needs to be purchased by skill points. You can earn skill points after a required amount of XP, and XP can be earned by doing main and side quests, killing enemies and doing other stuff. Does it sound too complicated? Don't worry, you'll understand it when you'll dive into Days Gone yourself. Anyway, these perks will make your life easier in the wilderness of Oregon. There is another way to upgrade Deacon. It's via Nero injectors, which you can find in Nero camps scattered around the map. When you find an injector, you can upgrade health, stamina or focus. So they are basically passive skills. You may ask what the focus is. And that's a really nice feature. When in combat you can press a button and time slows down for some time and you can aim for heads more easily. But not only Deacon can be upgraded, you can also upgrade his best friend, his bike. Bike can be upgraded in certain settlements. His bike is used to travel around the open world of Oregon. Speaking of traveling, Game World is extremely, and I mean extremely huge. It is filled with various activities from destroying bandit camps, burning out freaker nests, to killing hordes. What I really like about the Game World activities are the random encounters you may face when driving from point A to point B. You may find some people in need, and when you help them, you can send them to the camp you have previously discovered, and you'll receive some trust points or camp credits. These encounters are a really nice part of the open world and they keep it a little more alive. What also keeps the open world alive are random ambushes like I previously mentioned. I bet you'll definitely get ambushed at least once. It is a great way to keep the world more alive. If I should say something about the world itself, I would definitely say it is various and vibrant. There are many types of biomes, from Oregon's forest, through the destroyed areas, to snowy regions. I loved just driving around and experiencing the beauty of the world. The band studio did an amazing job in this part. This side of Days Gone is also on a really high level. I don't have any problems with these aspects of the game. It runs smoothly. I think only once in 50-hour playtime I experienced FPS drops. Apart from this, I haven't encountered any lags or FPS drops. As for graphics, I have no problem with it. It looks really nice. Like I mentioned earlier, I really enjoyed just driving around, and the graphics side was one reason why I did this. Audio is also great. I don't have any problems with that. I genuinely enjoyed additional aspect of the game. As for bugs, I haven't encountered many. Sometimes I managed to see really stupid NPCs, but it did not happen very often. I haven't experienced any crashes or game-breaking bugs, which would completely ruin my experience. Days Gone is really solid and decent game experience. I really enjoyed it. At first, I was not sure if I should buy it or not, but now I don't regret the purchase. It was worth it. A really amazing game with great graphics, audio, emotional story, great enemies. I could be talking about positives so long. There were also some negatives, like stupid AI, bugged enemies, or the game missions sometimes seemed unnecessary just to be here. And the most annoying thing in the world game is press E. Just watch. But these mistakes are just little scratches on this amazing title, and I would rate it 9.5 out of 10. I recommend you to play even now in 2024. You will not regret buying and experiencing Deacon's adventure. Now get your ass moving, or you will be eaten by freakers.